Welcome to Thursday, October 2nd, 2025 Parks Board meeting. It is 6:02. Let's start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, now we'll do the roll call. Board members, Randy Wheeler.
Here.
Susan Melfi is absent. Tammy Kelker is absent. Anna Lismore.
Here.
Mary Ann Wilsbacher, I'm here. Advisory board members, Joe Kuhn is absent. Bill Bruns.
Here.
And Jenna Rickert.
Here.
Staff, Paul Perry is absent. Chris Cook.
Here.
Andrea Balboni is absent. And attorney? Connor Vogel is here. Okay. Has everybody had a chance to read the minutes from the September 11th meeting?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, and can I get a motion to approve? Did anybody find anything in these that, I had Andrea read them and Randy read them and I read them, and I think they're good. So, can I get a motion to approve the minutes?
Motion? Yep, so motion.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries. I'll go ahead and sign them so that we can, let's see, today is 10/2/2025. Okay. We don't have any citizens present to comment. So then we'll move on to, we don't have any scheduled requests or appearances, and we don't have any new business. I had some new business, but when I turned it into Andrea, she said, actually, I've already been working on that. If you'll read your deputy town manager report, you'll see what's going on there. Because when I was out walking, I noticed that there wasn't a sign identifying Old Lock and Dam Park as being a Newburgh park. And so if you go to signage,
Page 3.
page 3, yeah, she said the Rivertown Trail signage, the tall black signs, are going to be removed, and they're still working on designs for new signs. People were just throwing bricks through those. And she's working on designs for Old Lock and Dam Park and Lou Dennis. And I had thought, I saw the new white sign saying Newburgh, Indiana, settled 1803, and I thought that was the sign she was talking about, but no, she's working on designs for signs to identify those parks as town parks.
Can I say something too?
Yes.
The sign at the trailhead off 662 that's kind of hollowed out, that'll be removed in the next week or so, because that's going to be the mechanism, it's going to be completely redone. And then there's a second sign back by the overlook, back just past the bridge, that is leaning, and we're assessing whether or not, we couldn't tell, I couldn't tell if it was aluminum or metal. I didn't get a good look at it. Our welding capabilities in town, we can only we can't weld aluminum. And I believe the outside of that is aluminum, so we're trying to assess what we're gonna do with that one as well. So we are working on those two signs. The one's just unsightly, and we're gonna remove it until we get the new one in.
Yeah. Can you tell I don't walk down all the way down to Overlook Park? 'Cause-
No, this is the overlook
Oh,
back this way.
Okay.
by the bridge.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know what the official,
the official name of that area back there that overlooks the river, that is this is from, I've been on the trail committee for a long time, like 2003 or so. And that was officially named the Water Street Trailhead.
okay.
So,
Then the sign at the Water Street Trailhead is leaning currently,
okay,
and we are,
I do walk by that
yeah.
quite a bit.
Can I expand on one part of her report too? We recently, a week or so ago, had our walkthrough at the Overlook Park with the Army Corps. And there are some opportunities that there's going to be some things addressed. We brought up some of the concerns about the Overlook, and we're coming up with an action plan through our friends with the Corps. And then they said, unprovoked, that they would like to give us that property sometime in '26. So
Okay.
that wasn't something that we brought up, they brought it up to us. I guess the person that used to be over that area, there was a retirement, and the new person's been trying to get rid of some of the stuff that's been on the books. I was told back before COVID, this was one signature from being done.
Yeah, it was.
So, I mean, that might be something that'll come before this board, hopefully sometime in '26, so.
Well, what Andrea says is that we have to start over, and that it takes 2 years. So it might be 26, or it might be 27.
They seemed like a faster, I mean, there's some debate on that. I don't want to throw Andrea under the bus or anything, but they made it seem like it would happen faster because they want it off their books.
Yeah.
And we
Just depends on
obviously,
how motivated people are.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
exactly right.
Yeah.
I mean, they might have to reapprove some things from, I think it was 2019 when it was last looked at. We're still going to move forward with them on getting some of these things addressed regardless of what that process is. But I felt that was a very positive thing that came out of the meeting. And the lady had never done the inspection for us here before, so we took extra time. The lockmaster was there, Andrea and myself, and we walked around the entire property. And there's a couple of areas of opportunity that we're definitely working through, so.
Yeah, that's good. That was one of the things that I was going to bring up, was Overlook Park, and the need for a more permanent fence around the sinkhole. And the problem with that is that sinkhole changes, it changes profile frequently.
And that, we spent a lot of time on that, and Andrea and her spent a lot of time on what that looks like and what fencing looks like, and the permanent fencing was discussed. I talked a little bit about the tree canopy around the parking ground itself, and how we're hoping that we could get that professionally done sometime in early '26, once budget's reset and all that. Because that's gonna require somebody with a bucket truck, and we don't have a bucket truck to properly prune those trees to where you don't damage them, and you actually make the trees healthier. So that's coming, and then there's some back and forth on, they're all on board about the Arboretum
Oh, good.
plan too. So we're working through that. And if there's any other questions about her report, I can do the best to answer.
Okay. Well, I had read through it, and those were the two things that came up. It looks like the little red brick house is going to become a type of concession stand with all of the good things that are going in there, so.
We have to do some things for the health code to be
Right.
able to even serve popcorn out of there or something.
Yeah.
All the drinks would be pre-canned and all that, but I know that the Arts Commission, with some of their stuff at the amphitheater that they've been doing with their programs, they wanted to have something simple like popcorn. And just to do that, we have to be up to health code, and that's some of the stuff that's mentioned in the report. And there is a refrigerator there now, a small refrigerator, so that'll help.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, so we don't have a report from the town council liaison.
He
although-
did ask me to say a couple words on his behalf.
Okay,
the concerns that were brought up at the last Parks Board Committee meeting about the assessments of the parks from a security standpoint, that was discussed heavily at the Police Commission, and there will be some stuff coming forward on that soon.
Okay,
So he
good.
wanted me to make sure that everybody was aware that that had been pushed on to the Police Commission, and we'll hopefully have some updates to share soon.
Okay, good, wonderful. And we kind of jumped over him to town administrative manager, so we've already gotten, or no, the deputy town manager. So we skipped over you, Chris.
That's okay.
What
I
do you
can,
have?
the only thing that I have is, I'm walking the trail. There's a little bit of a sprinkler issue up on part of the Water Street trailhead area where you might notice some water. That is being addressed with our contractor that handles our sprinkler system. That'll be addressed, and I think they have a meeting out there tomorrow. And then also, I'm still not happy with some of the removal of the spray painted stuff that's kind of back between the Water Street trailhead. So I just took some pictures today to redocument it. I don't know if we can pressure wash that off because of what was sprayed on top of the original graffiti, and then somebody had tried to spray paint over it. I wanted to ask the committee here, if we took some paint and kind of made some squares, would that be appropriate if we can't get it off with a pressure washer or cleaner? It's almost in the proper pattern.
Yeah,
I just wanted some feedback so I can direct the crews
Yeah,
appropriately.
Gerald has gotten stuff off that over the years, that I would not have imagined that he'd be able to get off.
There is a product out there, and I'm not sure if we have it, because in my previous life, we would get vandalism on the brick wall around Oak Hill Cemetery. And it wasn't cheap, but it came in a little gallon bottle, and you had to like really mix it right. And if you used a pressure washer and treated with that, usually it would take about anything off. So I'll get with Gerald and the street crew as well and see what we have. And I would rather not put any more paint on top of it, is what I'm getting
Yeah.
at. But
Because
even,
it has bled through.
it's bled through.
Don't
and
know how
I
that
want to get it
happened.
addressed before the HNI walks and stuff that are gonna be in the area.
Yes,
So that, I wanted to get by there today and see it in the daylight. And it does, you can make out what's said still, so that will be addressed. And then one of the only other thing that I know that has come up this week is one of the picnic tables at the Old Lock and Dam Park. The boards had kind of warped up by the flagpole, and they were gonna see if they could address that. If not, retire the table and get a new one
well,
going.
something has happened, because I
Okay.
was down there this morning, and the table, I don't know if it's the same table, or if it's just been swapped out, but the table that's there now is flat as a board.
Then they either swapped it out or they repaired it, because they said they might have to take it back to the garage to work on it. So I'll keep you updated on that, but I know that just came up this week, and Anna and the team have been doing a good job on that. But other than that, I mean, the big win for the past couple of weeks was getting in with the new person at the Corps. I know since I've been town manager, and I know previously it's been a battle on that overlook where it's all grown up. And I think we have some movement on an action plan, and now we're just debating on who's gonna pay for what. So I'm sure we'll be paying for more of it than we should, but we wanna get it done. And I think the Corps, after seeing it, they realized seeing it in person, it looks more, there's more weight to it than just seeing a picture. And once you're up there and experience the space, I'm glad that they got to see that, so.
Well, and at the Marshiaki tribute on Sunday, there was a video of Marcia, I think she was talking to David James. And I think it was up there, because
the overlook.
you could
Yep.
see the part of the dam. And it was, you could just see from
Yeah.
all the way
Very
across,
visible.
there was nothing grown up over there.
Oh, I used to use, when I was a college student and didn't have my own grill, I used to grill out for my family up there in the late 90s, and I'm well aware of what that used to be and how it was a popular wedding destination even. And the goal of the town would be to get it back to that point, if not better.
Okay, good.
And there are some issues like with the stone wall that's leaning. We've sent out for some experts to take a look at that. And then there's a part of the metal where a tree had come through that we've got,
Yeah.
there's like netting up currently. We're seeing about how to be proactive on fixing that. And it'll probably involve removing a section and a welder taking it back to a shop, reconstructing it, and then reinstalling it probably sometime in the spring.
Yeah,
But if it is removed, there will be the appropriate safety netting and everything up.
okay, good.
Good.
Somebody was writing the chalk down on the sidewalk right out here.
Yeah.
Oh, they're here tonight, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, 5:30, they had a big meeting.
This is something that the only thing we can do is just hose it off in the morning.
Yeah, they've got a right, I mean, there's nothing ordinance-wise that they're violating currently from what we've seen, and, you know, we can't stop what's happening. I mean, we can address it after the fact, depending on the nature of it. I'm not gonna get into the ins and outs of what art is, but First Amendment-wise, with that space, we can't really come down on it because it would violate the First Amendment. And when you get into those type of laws, if we were to overreact, it could cost us thousands of dollars that we don't have. So we're just, you know, we want everybody to use our trails. We want them to experience it. And if they feel the need to express themselves, we don't want to infringe on that. But as a town, we have a right to come back with water and clean it up the next day. And that's kind of the stance that we're taking.
I even approached one of the people who were doing the art and asked him nicely to not do that because it's something that, well, I didn't even go there. I was just like, you know, somebody could get violent with you. I was looking at the safety part of it. And all that did was antagonize them. They came back stronger.
And that's what, it's best just not to engage, and because that's what they're looking for, is engagement. And the reason that they do come back to our community is because we are successful with our trail. We have traffic, and that gives them attention. So it is a draw for them, but the town is well aware. It's been well documented. Some of the stuff that some folks qualify as art, others don't. And it's hard when you're a town manager trying to be a First Amendment referee, if you know what I mean. And I don't want to put any of our crews in the job of trying to decide what's free speech and what's not. So we've been taking the proactive stance of we just, you know, water, if it doesn't rain the next day, we just address it. Especially earlier this week, it was done up the ADA compliant ramp all the way to the old Lock and Dam building, and that was rented, so we would have had to have cleaned it anyway. I think they might have gotten a little bit out of the free speech area, if you know what I mean, when you start going up a ramp. But again, I'm not gonna push that issue because that's what the folks want. Sorry.
Yeah, that's all we can do.
And trust me, if there was a way around this, we would be all over it.
There's still something down at Old Lock and Dam Park that
Okay.
got missed or replaced, one or the other.
It probably got replaced.
Yeah, it was there yesterday morning and it was still there this morning.
What part of the park?
I took a picture of it. It was, I'll show it to you after the meeting.
Okay.
Okay.
Because it looks like they'll be up addressing that in the morning, so.
Yeah, they will, so they may as well just go down there and get the other one.
Makes for clean sidewalks, though.
Oh,
Yeah.
you could eat off of them. We've done a lot of cleaning this year.
You know, there was some washout from that heavy rain that we had week and a half. Which, yeah, well, the heavy rain that we had a week and a half ago, there was some washout on the Esplanade. And, so that, when I walked through that, I was just like, gee, I wish we could get that cleaned up. I need to bring a broom down here. And then I'd get busy and I'd forget to bring the broom down. And, so that got all cleaned off.
And I'm glad you brought that up. I did forget. We've been working with our FEMA partners, and we've made the presentations for the work that needs to happen along this section of the trail. And that's why we haven't done a lot with the greenery and stuff, because that's probably gonna have to be removed. So the plan would be, once FEMA approves the funding mechanism for the work that needs to be done, we would probably wait until that first freeze and then remove what we can to potentially save. That way it goes into dormancy, find a place where we can store that stuff and keep it moist throughout the winter, and then replant in the spring once the work's done and get everything going in the right direction, because of the way that's essentially up on a pedestal, and all that dirt is backed up underneath with what was washed out from the flood. That's why there's holes. And we've got to there's a couple options to pack in there to rebuild that out. And they're only about $4,000 difference, but the FEMA folks are gonna make the decision on which way they're gonna fund the repair.
Okay.
Actually, there's three options. Put it back like it was, or put it back better, and there's two different ways to do the better. There's only $4,000 difference, so.
I'm hoping that they decide to do better.
They're leaning, because the questions that they've been asking Andrea and myself, it leads us to believe that the better is coming, because they don't want to have to come back and
Do it again.
even when the river comes up again if they do it the better way, it would take what we had this past year or so. That's the route to go.
If we have a need for a 9-foot elm tree, Dr. Jim Rennie just offered us one. He says he's been growing it from a seedling. It's in a big pot right now. But if the town needs a 9-foot elm tree, which will get bigger, of course, as an elm tree will, it's available to us.
We would want to look, because to transplant something like that, again, you would want to wait till after that first freeze. And probably, I never like doing it much past St. Patrick's Day, because we get so, you know how you get those sometimes those late February's, early March, it could be 70 degrees here. But we need to transplant it during that period. So we could start looking for a location for something like that. Just email me and we can start the process, and I have a couple ideas.
Okay?
Good.
I'll talk to Andrea though. I know she has her visions too, and I wouldn't want to misstep on that.
Yeah. Okay, playground committee, haven't met. Nothing to discuss yet.
Any word from up north?
We're told the same thing. We did have to push our October meeting back a week, so it's not next week, which is when it normally would be. I believe it's the next week, so I will follow up. And then I guess you guys are probably aware, Christy took a different role, and so then just communication-wise, like I've been checking in with Ashley and.
That's who we've been following up with, and then the state requested us to have some information, and Andrea took care of that. They requested like a few pages, like of the project. I think it was last week, and she got that turned around very quickly, so everything they've asked for, they have.
Okay, yeah, things, new chain of commands, new administration, it's just a lot slower,
Yeah. I understand.
unfortunate, but.
And it's not just a Newburgh issue. This is
Right. No, it's all of it.
all around the state. What are there, 5 or 4 other groups like EREP around the state that are
Oh, there's 15,
15?
yeah, 15
Misspoke,
regions, and I would say EREP is by far one of the best, most organized. I mean, they've done this time and time again. There's even a couple projects I know before you guys brought yours that they're still waiting on, and we just,
So what role is Christie in now?
she went to a different company, RJL,
Oh,
I believe, that's the right company.
okay.
I believe that's it.
Yeah, just took another different position.
Yeah, okay.
I just had a question flip through my mind. Oh, I know what it was. I noticed that when they opened the new trailhead for Warwick Trails, they said that one of the things that they said was that this happened because of their Ready To money. So they've gotten Ready To money?
No. Did they say ready to?
They did say Ready
They probably
To.
misspoke.
Okay, yeah, they might have misspoke, because I think a lot of the people who are represented don't really know where their buckets are coming from, and if we're in Ready To right now, I think they think it all comes through there, but we had to get to a percentage with Ready 65% before we'll even distribute 2, and that's what they're on now. So, again, I think we should start to see that coming, but we're still waiting on the commitment letter for lieutenants.
Yes,
That's where we gotta get
that's,
those moving.
yes, we really need that so we can sign the
Yeah,
contracts.
the commitment letter will generate a signature, and we're still, we can't turn dirt till around St. Patrick's Day, give or take, when the weather breaks. So we're still kind of in that window, and like I told you, the playground committee will probably need to meet at least in another month or so regardless, to where if we're not seeing that, we need to decide, because the Ninja course has been committed and funded, and we need to talk about different mobilizations, and at that point, and what that looks like. But, I joke about Plan D and F, but it's, we might actually be on Plan F eventually if because I don't think we want, from the office, from what I hear in my office, I don't think the community they want something out there sooner rather than later, and there's a way to potentially section off what we're waiting on ready, to where we can start working on this and move with a smaller footprint. And then, but that's discussions at a future. Hopefully, we're not having that. Hopefully, the letter will be here by Thanksgiving, and it'll be a happy holiday season, and the dirt will be turning early next year.
Well, we're just gonna keep praying for that. And Rivertown Trail 5K Committee,
I have not heard from him.
I would say that we're not gonna have it then, because that's just, 6 weeks away? It doesn't sound good.
I will try again tomorrow.
Okay. Kiwanis Community Playground? I don't think there's anything going on there. I don't think anything's been repaved there. Lou Dennis Community Park,
We did a little bit of a stormwater project. I don't remember if I mentioned that at the last. On the north side of the park, there's a little bit of a drainage.
oh yeah, you did say.
I did. I couldn't remember if,
Yeah.
but we got a lot of good feedback from that, and we're gonna continue to monitor where it goes in the woods, and we might have to do some additional down the road, but that'll take some easements and some property owner access and stuff. But we did what we could to kind of stop the erosion, and then the fence came out too, the rotted
Yeah.
fence, so.
And the solar panels are up, and they
Oh,
look
yeah.
really good. They
I have
look-
a-
They
no-
look really good.
Nice little app I can show you on my phone that shows how much we're taking away from Jenna's paycheck, I guess, a little bit. I'm just kidding.
What is it?
It's our solar farm. It tells me how much we're selling to the grid. And but no, this is the first one. The next one will be the senior center. And we hope for them to start on that anytime now, because we're waiting for the roof replacement there, and then this building will be last. And then there is talk, no funding, of what it would look like to maybe look at the amphitheater as well.
Okay. Back to Lou Dennis Community Park. I checked on the United Way Day of Caring for next year, and it is going to be September 18th. So that was the only week that I had available in the month of September next year. I have the rest of it planned. And so that was just luck that they did that. And that is going to
What was that date again?
September 18th.
Okay, thank you.
And so I just need to know from town, I guess, can we move forward with thinking of, or with, you know, once we know exactly where the playground's going to be, and
Yes.
hopefully it'll be up, can we move forward? That's going to have to be a shared responsibility. Because
Yes.
we can't have, you know,
We
United
would-
Way Day of Caring do the whole thing. 'Cause
No,
it's
we
gonna
would
take-
commit to making that happen.
But I
For the,
think-
you're talking for the
The volleyball
Yeah,
court. I think we could probably save about $20,000 doing it that way.
yeah, because I'm pretty sure we could dig it out with our
Yes.
equipment and prep the site, and then the only thing, I don't even know, I don't want to speak for their capabilities, but with our backhoe and our front loader, I'm pretty sure we could skin that, you know, and get it,
Mm-hmm.
because we're only talking, I think, was it 6 to 8 inches?
Well, no, I watched a video on how to do this right. And it's down farther and you need to put drainage in and so I'll,
Send me the video, and then I'll start.
if I can find the video again, you know how that is. You
I'll
never-
talk to our engineer, and then I'll get with our street department and make sure, but I mean, pencil us in for whatever we got to do.
Okay,
If not, I mean, I know we dug pads in my previous life, and I'm pretty sure that we can do that with the operators we have.
this video that I watched, that a family did it themselves. So,
I'm confident we can do it.
yeah, I think if a family can do it themselves, and they had it, I mean, when it finished up, it was a really nice volleyball court. Very, very nice, and I just want something that's gonna last. You know, I don't want grass growing into it and all of that
Because then you
stuff,
put
so-
like a sub base,
Yeah,
and then you build it up to where that surface sand is up top.
yeah.
And you got the clay, I think it's clay or something,
There's rock, there's a lot of rock in
like the
the
real
base.
thin.
Yeah, the pea gravel, well, it's
Yeah.
not pea gravel, but, you know, you got this, anyway, if I can find that video again,
I'll look for it too, and then I'll talk to some of our friends in there's a association of all the park folks for the state. I'm sure somebody's built a
Mm-hmm. A
volleyball
volleyball
court recently, so.
Yeah.
I've built a great many golf course sand traps, so I have an idea as to, it's gotta be the same.
Can't be any different.
Except maybe the sand that you use might be a little different, because,
Yeah, we bought that expensive white sand.
well, we have for a volleyball court, you have to have a non-clumping sand. I mean, there's a special sand for
All
volleyball.
sand traps do
Okay,
not, except on really
okay,
Well, the other thing too is, I mean, we hopefully we'll have a good idea. Hopefully the playground will be under construction, and I'll have a better idea what the soil's like there, of what we're getting into, because soils can vary depending on where you're at.
well, hopefully it'll be done, because this will be
Yeah.
in September.
Yeah,
But I'm bringing it up now just because I think it's gonna take a lot of planning.
I've got it written down, and I'll send a calendar invite to some of the staff to get it on the calendar, and I'll bring it up in my meeting with the appropriate folks to start thinking about what we need to come up with and what it will cost, and I can't see it being above what I can authorize, so I mean, we're committed to help out with the volunteers, so.
Okay,
It's
Great.
a lot of sand.
it's a lot of sand. It's a lot of rock, it's a lot of sand. I think building it ourselves is probably gonna cost 10,000. So you may not have enough to,
I'll cross that bridge when I get there,
okay,
because there's also, it depends on where we have to get the product, we can talk to them about a civic donation.
yes.
And if I can get it where I think we can get it, I'm pretty sure they'll be interested in
Well,
helping.
yeah, Bart Mulzer works with Jim on St. Vincent de Paul,
Okay.
just so you know.
And he can get the right kind of sand.
He knows sand. Yeah.
Yeah,
He knows something.
yeah. Jim takes him on calls for St. Vincent de Paul. Okay, moving on. Old Lock and Dam Park, south side.
There was a photo that Marianne sent me, and I just went and looked today as well, on the restrooms about, like, a downspout appears to be off, and so there's like the gutter, there's the hole, there's, I guess, the metal where it would have held something in place, and you can see the kind of brick at the bottom where it would have sat and drained away from the building.
Is it the east one or the west one?
It's the west one.
West.
I was out walking in the rain, and, you know, it was one of the few days it's rained here in the fall. And I heard this splashing, and where's that coming from? And that, because I walked down there a lot, and I had never noticed that.
Okay. I'm gonna be out that way in the morning, and I'll check it out and get the appropriate work order going.
Okay. And Old Lock and Dam Park, north side?
Very busy as far as the concerts, et cetera. I think that we should all feel very pleased that we decided to have the area have a restroom on the north side of the street, because I've been there for several things and I see that it's getting great use. That's a good thing, because at dusk, you know, cars
Yes.
are, you know, people are trying to look into the sun as they're walking along, and it's kind of dangerous. So having it on this side was a wise decision by the Parks Board. Yeah. Other than that, I imagine Andrew's working on the QR codes to be put inside the cottages to let people know all the good stuff going on in Newburgh, and things they can do when they get here.
I'll double check, but I believe she is.
All right, great.
And Overlook Park, we have discussed. Rivertown Trail, we've sort of discussed that too. And Veterans Monument Park, it doesn't look it's looking good as well. Park Pal's president is up to his neck in plumbing.
I did have one thing I forgot. We did sign the Astound agreement, and they are putting the high-speed fiber to the amphitheater. And then at the old Lock and Dam building and the cottages and the amphitheater, the Wi-Fi is gonna be upgraded to where it'll create a zone. And I forget how many 100 people can get on the Wi-Fi for free, but then there'll be dedicated access for the acts that are using the amphitheater. And they're doing the prelim now, but that should be up and going hopefully by the end of the year.
Now, I have a question about that. How far out will that free Wi-Fi go? Because people can come sit down there and park and,
We're working on that. There's some potential opportunity to have free Wi-Fi in the entire downtown area. But
okay,
there's sign on, you know, like when you access that, you check, you know, all those things you always check boxes and you don't really read. There's some stuff in there, so.
okay.
It's not like you're just gonna get on the internet and hide behind some,
Yeah, I
you know, hidden thing,
can
but-
see some sites that I would not want.
no, but there'll be like the access for the, mainly as we're using the amphitheater more, some of the acts need that for their setups and their music and stuff that they're doing. So it was an area of opportunity, and we were able to because there's no internet there now at the amphitheater. And when we did the agreement with our friends at Astound, we upgraded the speed capabilities at almost every building and facility in the town, but we were able to work that in as well and upgrade our phone systems, and it's only costing us about $100 more a month total for the town.
That's good.
So, I mean, nobody should complain. When you can upgrade like we're upgrading and putting in some redundancy for town hall and the wastewater treatment plant, but the parks are gonna benefit from that, because it's also gonna happen at Lou Dennis, to where the Wi-Fi system's gonna be beefed up to where, as we get more folks there, once the playground is finished, you know, we'll be ready.
Yeah,
Additionally, one other thing with that access, it makes the cost for placing cameras a heck of a lot cheaper. And as you talked at the last board meeting, about those security risks,
Yes,
that'll enable us to act with some camera placements where we currently can't put them. So that's another added benefit that we haven't even realized yet.
well, that's good.
Is Astound the comms line that runs in front of Jefferson Apartments, you know?
I'd have to ask our rep.
This is not related to the parks, but that comms line that comes into Lou Dennis off that road, at one point in the middle, it goes across the road, and there's a ton of greenery that is.
They're
right across it.
You're talking on Fourth?
Is that the road?
Fourth and Monroe. I had a complaint on Fourth and Monroe this week, and Astound's gonna look at that tomorrow because they do think it's theirs, but they gotta verify it. And I just received an email this afternoon that they're gonna have somebody out there tomorrow, but you said there's another location
I
where,
think if what you're talking about is going into the park from Jefferson Street,
No, it's the road directly across from Lou Dennis entrance, like if you're going to the highway. It goes right in front of the apartments.
that's
Like
Fourth.
that route.
I-
So there's a comms line that goes across the road and greenery is
Yeah,
on.
I think we're talking about the same thing. It's closer up to the State Street.
Yeah, it's just, like when cars drive, it's like
Yeah.
in the cars.
Oh, I got, at Porkapalooza, I got pulled aside and we went over and saw it, and it looked like some of the trees in the property had changed recently, like there was some breakage, and I think that made it, now that didn't do anything about the greenery, but, you know,
I
it's,
kinda like the greenery
But it's-
over the comms line, cause it's prettier, but now it's hanging down.
and it's hitting cars when they drive by, but if that's the one, and I'll double check in the daylight, because it'll be dark by the time we get out of here, they should be addressing that, at least from an Astound standpoint, to verify that it's theirs or not. If it's theirs, they're gonna address it tomorrow.
and I can report a little bit about Park Pals. We have, or Park Pals has quite a bit of money in the bank, and we are in our bank account draws interest. So we're drawing some nice interest each month. And so that's just kind of adding, I know that, and I feel terrible, but we have not done the press release for Centerpoint or for the Community Foundation, Warwick County Community Foundation. We have not done the press release for either one of those grants yet because we need to package all of this together. We sent a thank you note, but to package everything together so that we can make an announcement and just have everything all in the same announcement. And
I
we
wouldn't-
can't do that yet.
I wouldn't worry about it and lose any sleep, because it's coming, and we will get the word out. And every time that we promote the construction process, because you figure there'll be an announcement, that's a press release that'll have all that in it. Then there'll be a groundbreaking. Those partners will be at the groundbreaking, they'll be in the press release. Then there'll be a dedication, press release, same mention. They're gonna get the bang for the buck, so.
Okay.
Good.
I just wanted you to know.
Hey, you know, we appreciate the fact that you were willing to put us positively in a press release. Right? I've got a lot of other people that are going the other way. I gotta worry about them, so
Right.
Yeah.
it'll in due time.
It's coming. I just want you to know it's coming. Because, see, I like to get things done immediately, but then when you do that, then you lose, so you just lose some bang for your buck, you know, because like Chris said, there's gonna be a whole bunch of positives. once
Sooner
we-
rather than later, hopefully.
Yeah, we're just keeping our fingers crossed that
And
the,
that's what I just, anybody that's watching, if they want to see what we're doing, my door's always open. And I can bring in anybody that wants to sit in. And that's been the entire process. So, I don't really worry about what's stated, in the public perception, because everybody that's been attending these meetings reads our newsletter. There'll be an update that goes out, and the newsletter, I believe, goes to the printer for the fall next week. And there'll be some updates in there about where we're at on the project. So, I mean, it's, I don't lose sleep over it.
I do. Anyway, I'm just letting town know that Park Palace is, because we have not spent all that money, we are still accumulating more than you think. Because, it's
Well, I see,
not 50 cents a month or anything.
I saw the financials earlier, so I know.
Okay. All right,
But as a town rep, I'll act like I didn't see the interest, so.
okay. Thank you, Connor. I think we're about done. Randy, you were,
Yeah, just a quick announcement, I'll have more to say about it later. But to give the town time to make some decisions, I'm going to be not re-upping on my term during the next year. I'll have served 2 terms. I came on originally as the South Park rep, keeping an eye on the dock and boating. Well, since then, I sold my boat, and the dock went away. Fortunately, the dock is going to be coming back. We'll have something to look at again. That'll be wonderful. But I feel I've made, what contributions I can, and now it's time to create a vacuum to bring a new person on board who has new ideas and, can serve in various ways. It's been a delight serving, but time to make room for somebody else.
and we're going to miss you, Randy.
Well, thank you.
Definitely going to miss you. My term is up also on December 31st, but I can't let go until I get a new park. I just can't. So I'm staying on
Good.
at least until we get a new park. And our next Parks Board meeting is November 6th. And hopefully we'll have full attendance. I don't know of anybody who's gonna be gone then, but,
I will have to be gone then,
okay,
but I should be good for December.
okay, all right, wonderful.
You can always watch online live.
Yeah,
We can, I will just go ahead and let this group know, not that it's important, but we are getting ready to host a whole slew, probably 6 or 7, open houses that will be called Centerpoint Energy Community Connects. And so it'll be like a 2.5-week timeframe. November 6th and 8th are our last 2, which is why I'll have to miss. But, it is just all of kind of the frustrations we've heard from the community on not being accessible, not being able to see a customer service rep in person. A lot of those things, we're just gonna kind of take a different approach and really try to address those things, and then we may come up with a way to do that ongoing. But we're gonna host one in Rockport, Newburgh,
What,
several in Evansville.
whatever you need from us, because I can dispel any myth that anytime as I've been town manager that I've needed help from Centerpoint, they've been there for me now. We all pay bills and stuff, and I get some of that, but it's from a customer service standpoint, at the level that we have to deal with the town, I would disagree with anybody who says that. So if you need anything from us, and plus, from somebody that oversees a sewer utility, I kind of feel your pain when it comes to rates and stuff like that. So I just, anything we can do to help out from a town standpoint, if you need us to offer up any of our facilities to use for a open house or something,
Thank you.
just let me know.
I would just tie it back to, again, I think when it does come, and, when the time's right, and we can get that press release, but I think if anything, we're just kind of looking for our advocates who can share more on our community impact and what we're doing through our foundation, because we've heard a lot from our customers that they don't think Centerpoint is doing as much as who we were previously. And, in reality, we've done a significant amount more. So we're trying to just change some of the communication and talking points around what that looks like, so.
This building is safer because of their foundation, because of the grant we received for the seismic gas shutoffs in all of our facilities with natural gas this year. And we've talked about that several times. Now, it didn't pay for all of it, but it put a dent in it. But, you know, it's a way that, you know, it's $2,500, but, you know, it saved a couple of our buildings from potentially having a seismic issue. Because in earthquakes, it's not the initial jolt that always knocks out the buildings, it's the fires after. And we were sitting blind here a year ago, and now all our buildings are protected, including our police station and our volunteer fire department and all our utility sites as well. So there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that people don't always hear, but, you know,
Streetlights.
oh, yeah.
If there's anything in the parks with streetlights or whatever, I know Chris and I talk a lot about streetlights.
I keep our contact at Centerpoint very busy because I get the emails, I go out and I verify that they're legit, or somebody from the staff does, and we turn them in, and within a week or two, they've been turned. There's a couple that there's been some wiring issues and stuff that have taken a little longer, but once you communicate with the neighbors that you're doing that, and now I've changed the way I communicate, and we'll talk about that offline. Because of the nature we're in, I was including some of the Centerpoint reps in some of the correspondence, and with some of the pushback that they've been getting, that's not the best approach. So I've kind of become that buffer on those communications since then, because I wasn't thinking. I mean, the day I went and got the check for the grant, there was a state trooper sitting in their lot, and I could tell one of the ladies there was unsettled, and this was right when the rate increases really hit.
Yeah.
And they're getting escorted to and from the building by state police. That's no way to, I mean, it's not the people in the building that caused all that issues, and that's where I kind of struggle with that, but
Yeah,
publicly stated, my bad on the emails.
Jim has quite a bit of the work he does with St. Vincent de Paul has to do with paying energy bills. And he has some thoughts on how to make it easier. If that would be something that could be approached,
100%, yeah, we can do that.
because he said, I have talked with the person, the lady here agrees with me, but says she can't do anything about it. And,
Yeah, let's just, we can talk to different people, see what we can get with it.
yeah, okay. And with Randy's not going to re-up, that means we're going to need another Parks Board member. So,
I see one sitting right in front of us.
yeah,
I see a couple, actually.
Yeah,
so,
You've been here longer, it's your turn.
and see, Joe wants to stay with Park Pals, I think. So, because he's been on it longest, but he's president of Park Pals, and I think he wants to stick with that, but
I think he does a hell of a lot of good by being with Park Pals.
I do too. I do too.
yeah.
So, Bill, do you have any thoughts? I don't want to put you on the spot right now, but you can send me an email or whatever, because we've exchanged emails and text messages and stuff. And Jenna, I promised you a year.
I'll take that year if you're gonna give it to me.
Yeah, I promised you a year to kind of
Yeah,
get your feet wet and get some background on what
yeah,
is,
I appreciate that.
yeah. So, anyway, I'll maybe talk with you, sometimes soon and see what you think. And it's just really, really intriguing that you know about sand traps.
I know a couple golf courses, so.
Yeah, see, I think you're a natural for the board.
Especially with the project we have coming.
That's right.
Exactly. Timing is everything.
That's like free advice.
Okay, well, it is almost 7 o'clock, and so I think it's time to adjourn. Does anybody have anything else that they'd like to speak on? Anna, you have anything?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay, all
Nope.
right. Who would like to make the motion to
I'll
adjourn?
move, we adjourn.
Second?
And all in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, we're adjourned.